We will now start to upgrade our server and start installing applications that we will need on our server. In our case, we will install a Node and NPM. So first of all, I will start off by SSHing into the server. Um, so we can have a look at this server by doing this command. Then we see that this is an Ubuntu 2004, and when we generate those machines, they will not have the latest patches and security fixes and so on. So it's up to you to before you do anything else, make sure that this server is patched. Um, and we do that by, first of all, updating the list of packages and fixes that are available. And you do that by the sudo apt-get update command. Um, After that, this will not install anything. It will only like get references to packages available. So now we need to do the actual installation of those packages. So I will use the command apt-get dist upgrade. Dist upgrade. You can do the sudo apt-get just upgrade as well if you like. However, I was taught that dist upgrade is the way to go, since it will also it will go the extra mile to try to install some patches that might otherwise not be installed. However, I don't think it's a big difference. Um, this might actually take a while. Let's see if I start it. It will ask you if it's okay to install those packages. Yes, it's okay. And I would probably pause the video and get back when this is finished. Well, that took a couple of minutes to finish. The next step to do right now is to look at what software we need to be installed on this device. One thing that we often need is a Git, and we could actually just have a look to see if Git is installed, and we see that the command is existing and we are at version 2.25.1. So I will leave that as is, since we have this from the beginning. Uh, we will also, in some courses at least, use Node as an application environment, and we need to install Node and we need to install NPM. We could do an sudo apt-get install Node. However, we will then probably get quite a early version of Node, and we don't want that. The two versions that are currently active, if we go to node.js.org, and I recommend you go to the official source and read on how to install it from there, so that you don't risk getting packages that are in some way infected with the malicious code. So I go to node.js.org and we can see that as of right now in 2020, we are on the version 14 for the LTS version and 15 on the current version. So the current version is, we can see it as kind of experimental. You have the latest features and you can use this when you're trying out new stuff. The LTS long time support version is the one that is recommended if you're putting this on a production server. And that is kind of what we are doing in this case. So we will go for the version 14. So just remember that version number. Um, Okay, how to download. If I were to, I'm on macOS, if I were to click this one, we will download an installer for macOS, and I don't want that. We want some kind of command line interface ability to install this. So I will go to downloads and have a look, and this is also binaries. We will go down and we can see that installing Node.js via package manager, and that is what we would like to do. So I click that one. I choose the flavor of a Linux distribution, and we have Ubuntu. Um, okay, so it says that the Node.js binary distributions are available from Node source, so we click that one. Um, And then we'll have to scroll down and we will probably find the command line interface for doing this. So yeah, here we go. So if we would like to install the current version, we could use this command. However, we went for the LTS version number 14, so I will go with this one. That will install the latest version 14 of Node. So just copy and paste that command into the command prompt. Will probably quite fast. That will give us the distribution. It will download it, and now we can install it. The Y that was used here in apt-get will just make sure that we don't need to answer yes if we want to install it. So that's the difference. Okay, and that's it. If we do a node -v, we see that we have version 14.15.1 installed, and we can do an npm -v as well, and we have version 6 of npm. I will just start to try out this just as simple as possible. You should probably not do this, but just to show. So we will place our web applications in a separate directory later on. Now I will just create a directory inside of my user. So I will create a directory called Node app like that. Make directory Node app. And I will go into Node app and we can do an npm init. This will initiate a new Node project. I will just answer yes on all of those questions. Yes. In my case, I will just create a simple app file to just get a basic web server running. So I will create that one. I will not call it JS. I will call it MJS just to indicate to Node that are using modules. You can, and what you would probably do is to add type module to your package JSON file. However, this is a easy way of doing it as well. I will edit that file using nano, and since I'm in my user's home directory, I don't need to do sudo or anything since I have rights to write files here. And I will copy some boilerplate code. Of course, when we start to develop later on, you will not sit in Nano and editing files like this. We will have a better way of getting the code from your local environment into the production server. But just to try out Node right now, we do this. So I import, and here you see that I use ECMAScript modules. I import a starter a server on port 80 that just will return hello world if it works. And I save this one. Like that. Now we can do a node app.mjs. And when we do this, we get an error. It says e-access something. We have no permissions to create a server running on port 80. And that's because the lower ports in this interval is protected so that a normal user cannot access those ports or start services on those ports. However, just and you should not do this normally, but we can try just to get it to work by doing the sudo command when we create a server. Nothing seems to happen. That's a good thing. Probably means that this server now is up and running. So next thing, now we can try to go to the IP address just to connect to port 80 like that. It says it's not secure. We will fix that later. We get the hello world back, so that seems to work. We can now also try to use the DNS name that we have been provided and try that one. And we can see that even that works. So by doing this, we have like the boilerplate up and running for our server. There are a lot of things still to fix. We need to have some kind of gateway that can handle or reverse proxy that can handle HTTPS. We need to be able to I mean, if I were to exit this server, then if I try to exit this one like that, I had to stop the current Node application, and if I reload this page, the page cannot be found anymore. So we need some way of handling different Node applications and have them running at the same time on our machine. So that's still to come. And we need some kind of routing on the server so that we can have different applications on different routes on that server. So we will start that by installing Nginx.